So recently we have seen a different version of Samsung dauda. So I would say in Arnold Classic 25, I would say he was not that conditioned as compared to Mr. Olympia 2024 version of Samsung dauda, where he was so ripped, so conditioned, but somehow he was not proper in conditioning in Arnold Classic 2025. That is the reason why he couldn't win the show. And also Derek Lunsford has improved a lot. I would say he was looking so phenomenal. So let's compare Samsung dauda's physique in 2024 Mr. Olympia and the current show Arnold Classic, where he get the second place. So in this pose you can see overall, if we talk about the size is definitely, I would say the size is good this year 2025 Arnold Classic. But when it comes to conditioning, I would definitely choose Samsung dauda in Mr. Olympia. So if we talk about front double biceps, here you can see the conditioning of Arnold Classic version of Samsung dauda. He was conditioned, his quads are looking so conditioned, the depth you can see, and also the midsection is looking sharp. But in Arnold Classic, the picture is also not that exposed, I would say, because Mr. Olympia picture of Samsung dauda is little exposed. The exposure is high in the picture, so that is why he's looking brighter. But in Arnold, he is looking a little softer, and also he was not that conditioned, and also that's why he is looking soft. So I would choose Mr. Olympia version of Samsung dauda just because of the better conditioning. So if we talk about front lat spread, so there again you can see this pose is not very impressive from him. So but we have seen the improvements from last 2 years, so he has improved this pose in last couple of years, and the results are there. And still he needs to work more on his this pose, because the midsection looks flat, whether it is from 2024 Mr. Olympia or this year 2025 Arnold Classic. But I would say he has improved in size. So already he was big in 24 Mr. Olympia, but still in 2025 Arnold Classic he was looking bigger than 24 version of Samsung dauda. And you can see the, if I would say about the conditioning, yes, the conditioning was affected because of the huge size, but still he was looking decent. So again I would choose the sharper version of Samsung dauda. So yes, you can see this pose inside chest. So in this pose you can see the size in quads, the hamstrings and the glutes. So definitely he has improved the lower body and as well as the upper body too, because the conditioning is not affected in this pose. I would say you can see the conditioning, he is looking conditioned, the vascularity, and he is contracting the muscle holding the pose. So yes, he was improved in this pose. So I would go with Arnold Classic version of Samsung dauda in this pose. So here you can see any side triceps. So again you can see the improvements in size, the size is good. You can see the midsection is looking little soft, but in Mr. Olympia he is looking almost similar. But when it comes to size, the size is definitely good in Arnold Classic version of Samsung dauda. And you can see the quads, hamstrings, glutes. So overall he's looking good in this pose. So I would choose again Arnold Classic version of Samsung dauda. So let's talk about back lat spread. So in this pose you can see the width, lower body, the waistline and the shoulder ratio. The V taper is so impressive in this pose from Arnold Classic version of Samsung dauda. And again, if you see about the lower body, the glutes, hamstrings are looking better in Mr. Olympia version of Samsung dauda. And also you can see the hamstrings are also looking good in 24 Mr. Olympia. The density is good in Mr. Olympia 2024. But the V taper is impressive. The V taper is impressive from Samsung dauda in Arnold Classic. But I would choose the Olympia version of Samsung dauda because he is looking more fuller in Mr. Olympia version of Samsung dauda. So you can see the back double biceps. In 24 Mr. Olympia, you can see the hamstrings, the adductor muscle. If you see the difference in adductor muscles of Samsung dauda, so in Arnold Classic the adductors are touching, the hamstrings looks big, and also the conditioning includes the back, the depth in back. So I would choose the Arnold version of Samsung dauda is better So if you talk about abdomen with thighs, yes, in this pose he is exposed, because in 24 Mr. Olympia the depth in abs is so incredible, and the quads are also looking good. But this year this pose is not impressive from him. In Arnold Classic 25 he couldn't impress the judges, so I will choose the Mr. Olympia version of Samson dauda. So let's move forward to next pose. Here you can see the difference, the conditioning and the overall size. The overall size, I would say, yes, Arnold Classic. In Arnold Classic 2025 he has improved in size, but somehow his conditioning is affected, and in Mr. Olympia he was so conditioned. So overall, if I have to choose the one version of Samson dauda, I would choose Mr. Olympia version of Samson dauda is best.